All right, for number 14, are you ready to be impressed with yourself? This one looks like it's so impossible, but this is very doable. There's just a couple of things that will help you understand this one. One is you do have to start with a drawing. So if we have y equal to x squared, all right, if you're rotating about the y-axis like this to make this shape, what would be more helpful, y equal x squared or x equals square root of y? X equal the square root of y. And the reason for that is that we're not rotating it about this way, we're rotating it about the y-axis. That's why I drew this little rectangle here. When the glass contains water at a height h, so this is my height. What do you call that, x or y? It's y, isn't it? When the glass contains water to the height h, find the volume of the water in terms of h. Okay, so the volume is the integral from 0 to h of the equation what? dy. Very good. So remember with volume though, it's a formula. It's pi r squared, right? So pi r squared, the radius is the square root of y squared. What does this become? Yeah, it becomes pi integral of y, which we can turn into h. Well, no, we don't. Let's leave it this way. Y dy, going from 0 to h. What's the integral of y to the first? You got it. So volume is equal to pi y squared over 2 going from 0 to h. Bye, prairie dog. So then this is going to be equal to pi h squared over 2 minus 0. So this is just going to be my volume, isn't it? Pi h squared over 2. So the volume in terms of h is going to be pi h squared over 2. This was the hard part. If the water in the glass evaporates at a rate of 3 centimeters cubed per every square centimeter. So here's my glass, and what controls the surface area, h or x? X, yep. This is what I got wrong last hour, and I'm not going to get it wrong this time. All right, so it says the rate in which it evaporates, dV dt, is 3. Now, evaporates means it's getting bigger or smaller? -3. They're looking for that for 1 mark. You miss that, everything goes haywire. And then you need to somehow describe the surface area. Well, won't that be pi x squared? That's the surface area. And what was x again equal to? Square root of y, right? And what was y equal to? Well, here, I'll just rewrite that. -3 pi square root of y squared is what? Isn't that just y? And what's y equal to? The height. So let's call this -3 pi h, because y and the height are the same. So I'm going to take the formula, v equals pi h squared over 2, multiply both sides by 2, and then divide by pi, and then take the what? Square root. So this is going to be equal to -3 pi times the square root of 2v over pi. Oh. Turn to your neighbor. Tell them how to get it looking like square root of 2 pi v. How do we get this equal to negative 3 square root of 2 pi v? Go. So did you see that this is pi over the square root of pi? So this is going to be 3 square root of 2v times pi squared over pi, essentially, because in the square root this would be pi squared. And do you see how that turns into pi? Are you good? Is that good for that part? Now, turn to your neighbor and tell them how you got all the way to that point. Go. I'm just going to start this. Remember, my answer is dv dt equal negative 3 square root of 2 pi times v. All right? What we're going to do is we're going to find the time it takes to evaporate. Okay? So what you're doing is this is dv equal to dv dt equal negative 3 square root of 2 pi times the square root of v, or v to the 1/2. What do you think we're going to do next? Close. We would if I had only v's here and only t's here. We're going to separate these. I'm going to put the v to the 1/2 down here, and I'm going to put the negative 3 times the square root of 2 pi dt here. So if I integrate both sides, you're going to be able to get t, and t is what you're trying to find. Okay, and I'll let you finish it. You can look at the answers, but that's how you do that one. This isn't very helpful. I would write it this way, v to the negative 1/2 dv. That's what I would write instead of that. And then this antiderivative is easy. It's v to the 1/2 over 1/2. This one's going to be negative 3 square root of 2 pi t plus c. So you'll have to find the c, and you'll have to then solve to find t, but I think you can do that. Sure.